This presentation is about the impact of technological obsolescence on digital preservation. In 2004, a Curtin student spent a year writing a thesis on the Beijing Olympics, which was stored to 3.5-inch discs. In 2015, the digital information on these discs could not be easily accessed by library staff because these discs are now obsolete. This neglected digital information leads to technological obsolescence, which is one of the greatest threats to digital preservation. According to Brown, digital preservation is the process of maintaining a digital object for as long as required in a form which is authentic and accessible to users. Now, digital objects are a sequence of binary digits, ones and zeros, encoded onto a storage medium such as a hard disk. As can be seen by Brown's diagram below, digital objects are interpreted by the appropriate combination of software and hardware, which converts them into information objects, that's meaningful information, which then can be read. The modified Brown diagram below shows that technological obsolescence occurs when the hardware and software needed to interpret the data object becomes obsolete and is not readily available anymore. There are preventative strategies against technological obsolescence aimed at maintaining and resurrecting digital objects' integrity. One strategy is gaining access to a computer museum or hardware museum, where digital objects can be accessed using original, now obsolete hardware or software. It would be useful for Curtin Library to have its own mini-computer museum to ensure digital preservation. Ultimately, computer museums offer a short-term rescue option because the hardware, spare parts and associated skills along with the software will eventually become extremely difficult to find. Another strategy is migration, which according to Stellick is the copying of data from older to current generations of file formats and storage media. Now, the costs associated with migration are potentially high, so some objects could be stored using open source software and open source operating systems for later resurrection. Curtin Library's responsibility for the e-repository and other digital information means migration needs to be part of the library's routine, according to Borgoff, and this includes regular inspection of the digital materials, planning of the next migration step as soon as inspection detects a migration need, and performing individual migration processes according to plan as part of their daily routine. These preventative strategies only work if constant vigilance is used, otherwise the digital information will be lost like the Beijing Olympic thesis. Technological obsolescence continues to be a threat because, as Gladney states, the amount of digital information that might be preservation worthy is growing rapidly. Now, Brown's model highlighted how easily this digital information can be lost to technological obsolescence, whether it is in a repository or during personal use. Therefore, library staff have a responsibility to continually monitor changes in technology, especially computer software and hardware, and conduct and adjust digital preservation strategies as required. Following are the references that were used during this presentation. Thank you for listening to this presentation.